Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance, from Thinking into Reality, and from Banish Poverty Globally. Okay, they all come under the umbrella of We Share Abundance, and We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We're an emerging nation, been around for getting towards 6 years now, putting in solid foundations to be here for many generations to come. We are still an emerging nation, but we're expanding our economy. That'll benefit all our citizens. They all hold our currency. And we are also a non-separatist community. That means we don't put people in groups based on where they come from, what they look like, what the gender is, or anything else. We simply see everybody as a human being, part of one big family, all linked together, all individually unique, all having something unique to offer, all equally loved. We have a little affirmation in a moment that helps us with that ideology, and that comes straight after what we're going to have now, and that's our opening prayer to help us find true happiness in life. Not to be confused with pleasure. Pleasure is what you get when you pay off your credit cards and book your world cruise and all those other things you've always wanted to do. Even simple things like going to a party or winning a game or completing a crossword puzzle or whatever. No, we're talking about an inner calm, a true happiness that you wake up with, full of the joys of spring, no matter what season it is. You carry that with you throughout the day, no matter what the highs and lows of the day have. You've always got that to fall back on, and it's with you even into the evening and the night when you go to bed, and it's with you in your dreams. And it's a wonderful thing. You can only get it through loving service to other people. And the wonderful thing about being of loving service to other people is not only does it benefit you immensely in bringing you that inner joy, but it helps the people that you are serving, and it attracts into your life everything that you need. So that's what our little prayer is about. So let's get started right away. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they may find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they need into their life. Amen. And our little affirmation. We're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, big welcome to you, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the recordings. We do have recordings automatically because we stream live into Facebook group We Share Abundance Publicly, X, and YouTube, and they produce recordings automatically. A lot of people can't make 7 p.m. London time and watch the recordings, but you're equally welcome whether you're watching the recordings or whether you're watching live. When you're watching live, it's wonderful that you can pop in your name and where you're from in the comments, let people see that we are a global community. And of course, you can interact with one another and ask any questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you. Okay, so let's see who we've got in. Top of the pops, we've got Ramachandra from Watford in England. And then we've got Ron from Amsterdam in Holland, and Boonan from India. We've got Norman from Doncaster in England, Maureen from London in England, Lewis from Lisbon in Portugal, Buzina from Edinburgh in Scotland, and our other Buzina from Slovenia, and we have Mary from Chicago, USA. So there you go. Those are all with us now, and I'm sure there'll be one or two more joining us as we go through. But If they miss anything, they're going to have to watch the recording. Some of the reason we have the recording, some people like to go through them over and over again, just to make sure that they've got all the facts. Okay, so let's start with some numbers. In the last couple of days, since we were last all together, we have an increase of 57 in our 777 plan, taking the numbers there to 56,988. We have an increase of just 16 in our registered members in We Share Abundance to 56,988, and an increase of 17 in our active member count to 3,357. No change in the Success Blueprint at 15, up 2 in the Easy Team Builder to 1,232, up 2 in the Best Plan Ever to 1,387, up 2 in the ShareHope Powerline Plan Pro membership to 792. We have a net decrease of 18 in the free members of Thinking into Reality. We put new members in and we take out the ones that haven't done their KYC or upgraded. So it's a net decrease of 18. We now have 730 people in there as free members. We have an increase of just 2 in the bronze memberships to 1,829. And we have an increase of 3,333 in our social media site, Your Happy Place, taking us to 57,067 members. But the active member count in there is up by 2,704 to 27,746. Active members, people that have logged in and done something, posted or whatever, joined a group, formed a group, whatever they've done. So there are a lot of members that have registered, but they're not active yet. They may have, they may be going through the posts and looking at what's going on, but they haven't actually posted anything or done anything themselves. Okay. Right. So what's been going on? Oh, let's have a look. We've got a couple of people. Oh no, we've got Ramachandra just saying I'm coming through loud and clear, thanks. And we got Richard in from Devon in England. Right. Vishal is now working on the back office of Banish Poverty Global, and that is a big job, but we'll be doing it in phases. And the first thing he's working on is getting the membership available, so that we can put people in there, and the matrix so that we can place people correctly in the matrix and get that done. There will be, once we get that done, we will place the partners that we have, the people that have put their hand in the pocket to help us pay for the development of this plan, which it's not a bank, but it's like a bank account. Okay, but it's better because it'll let you switch between fiat and crypto and fiat, but it will give you the same sort of advantages. You won't have a checkbook, but you will have a debit card, and you can have either a virtual, well, you can have both if you want. You can. We have virtual and physical cards that will be available for you, and those basically mean that you've got the same sort of facilities as a bank without the hassle. And we've got instant transfers to other people within the framework that we build. So if you want to send money every month to your father or your mother or something like that, all you need to do is get them to register. They don't have to pay anything. It's a free account. And then you can send them money, and it'll just go from your account to their account instantly. And there will be a 10-cent fee for doing that. In fact, everything that you do will have a 10-cent fee. And that 10-cent fee, 1 cent of it is going to admin. That may not sound very much. And the other 9 cents is going back to the members, and it'll be leveraged through a forced matrix, 3x6 matrix. And that can become significant, because if you just take let's see, what do? We take an average of 10 transactions a month, and I think that's pretty low. Some people may have less transactions, some people may have more, but I think 10 is a pretty low average. If we had 10 transactions a month, that would mean 90 cents a month per member going into the matrix. And if we have 1,000 members in, that's $900 going into the matrix. Nobody is paying anything very much for that, but it's all going back into the matrix. And if you've got a lot of people in your matrix, then you're earning that. But more importantly, you get a matching fee on people that you've referred and people that you've referred. So your share of it can be huge, quite honestly. And 1,000 people is where we're looking to get to pretty quickly, because it's how we're going to pay commissions from Thinking into Reality and from We Share Abundance. And there are people that we have in our community that are unable to get a bank account, and they can use our system in the same way that they'd be able to use a bank, but we're not restricting it, and anybody can come in wherever you are in the world, and there you go. So 1,000 is where we're looking to get to pretty quickly. But long term, we're looking to get, when I say long term, it's really not long term, it's short to medium term, 12 months, I'm looking at 1 million accounts in our system, because we can also offer our services to other businesses. If you know anything about what's been going on with us for 6 years, is we've had hassle after hassle with banks. We've opened accounts, we've had confirmations from them that everything's fine and they won't close our account, and then within weeks they close our account. And a lot of banks and financial institutions, and even payment plans that exist for multi-level marketing companies, it's not easy to get an account and get set up and get it all working with them. And we're going to change that. We're going to make it viable for everybody. And we already know of some organizations that will be wanting to use our services. And as we grow, of course, the income that those little 10-cent fee per transactions grows, and it all goes into the matrix. And if you're a partner on top of your matrix earnings, which are optional, you don't have to be in the matrix. It's a $10 a month fee to be in the matrix, and that all gets paid back to you as well. But on top of that, as a partner, or even if you're not in the matrix, if you decide you don't want to be a part of that, you don't want the money from there, then you will still get your partner payments every month, and that'll be based on the activity that we have within the community from different aspects, and income will be going into that partner fund and it'll be shared out. Now, initially, we were looking to raise $125,000 to put this together, because it's not something that you can do very easily, and you can't do it on a shoestring. We're doing it on a shoestring because we didn't raise anywhere near 125,000. So we've had to find ways and do things a little bit differently, and we've had to negotiate lots of things with people, and finally we've got to something that we can do. It'll just perhaps take us a little bit longer to get it all in place, but it'll all be there, and it'll all be working for you. And for the partners, we were looking at getting, if you like, 1,000 shares. They're not really shares, but 1,000 shares at $125. And that would mean that the partnership pool would be shared between 1,000 people. We've got nowhere near 1,000 people. We've got nowhere near 1,000 shares. And it's looking likely that it will probably be between 400 and 500. So the actual partnership shares, and this is the good news for the partners, are likely to be twice as much as they would have been if we'd raised all the money that we wanted to do. We will find ways of getting everything done without the funds, because we don't have anything like that. But it means that the partner profitability is going to be enhanced. Let's put it that way. So there we go. So that's what Vishal is now on to. There are still things that we can do in thinking into reality, but at the moment it all works, and people are getting paid more quickly, and it's all functioning. Once we get everything else done, then we can come back and we can do a few more tweaks in there. They won't affect the way that the plan works, but they will make things look a little bit better and seem a little bit better. Incidentally, now you can also see in your profile area if you are KYC verified. So that's something else that we added in. Not a big job, but it's there, and it helps people know, because although if you referred somebody, you could see whether they were KYC verified, but the person themselves couldn't. So now it does show up in their profile. You don't need to be KYC verified, of course, to benefit from thinking into reality, but you do need to be KYC verified if you want somebody to pay for you in thinking into reality. In other words, if you pay your own $30 for bronze membership, you don't need to bother with KYC. But if you want somebody to pay that $30 for you because you can't afford it, or because you are you lack confidence, or maybe sometimes because you're just a tightwad and you just want somebody to pay for you all the time, okay, whatever reason, you must be KYC verified. and now you can see that in there. If you are KYC verified in WeShare Abundance, you don't need to do it again, but you do need to make sure that your WeShare Abundance username is added into your profile in TIR, because if it's not, it won't show. Okay. So that is that is the update on Vishal. Devyani is working on the raffle. We were hoping that maybe we could get it in for next week, but I don't think we will. And that is the new raffle details. So I'm not going to go into a lot of information about that, because until we load it, it's pointless. But I think by a week on Saturday we draw the raffles. After the charity raffle draw a week on Saturday, we will probably be able to put in the new raffle thing, and I think you'll find it more exciting. And you'll be able to win a lot more money for the same $1. Okay, right. So that's what Devyani is on. Of course, we're always sorting out queries and things that crop up. That's ongoing, and my time is nearly, well, the time that I would normally be spending in doing things like marketing and getting materials ready, and most of it at the moment is spent in negotiations and things, and getting the payment system available and set up. So that is that is what's going on currently, development wise. It is exciting. We are in a very exciting situation. I believe that the Banish Poverty Global can grow not just to 1 million in this year, but I believe we can duplicate or even do better than Revolut did, and that is in 12 years they grew to over 65 million. And I think we can do the same. I think we can reach 100 million in maybe 12 or 15 years with that program. And of course, the partners at that point in time, even though they're only getting a little bit off each member, when you've got that many members, those little bits add up enormously. So there you go. We have, of course, got other things that have been put on the back burner, even though they're sort of there. But we're not pushing them because we're too busy with other things. But we've got Fund Miracles, which is now available and there. We have the Mole, which we haven't made live yet, although the coding for the phase 1 of that has been put in place. And what I've got as well is an idea for our tokens with the Mole. And that is that people will be able to get a discount in the Mole if they buy using our ShareHope tokens. And where do they get ShareHope tokens? Because there isn't an exchange for them. We're not on an exchange, but it would give the tokens utility. And what I'm thinking that we might be able to do, I've not really got it fully worked out in my mind yet, but we could give them enormous utility by giving a discount on the Mole purchases and allowing people to buy the tokens. And the members that wanted to participate in selling tokens, and I think that would be most, they'd have to be Active Elite to go into the plan to sell tokens, and they would not necessarily have to sell all their tokens. They could say, okay, I'm happy to sell up to 100 tokens or something like that, because you would be wise if you hung on to them. I know a lot of people are disillusioned. They say, oh, what the good of these? I can't do anything with them. They are there. They are building wealth for you and your future generations for many, many generations to come. But we can allow that. And what would happen then would be, when people wanted to buy tokens, they would go into that token pool, and it would rotate between the members that wanted to sell tokens, and they would buy them pretty much directly from the members. As I say, I've not worked out all the details, but this is going through my mind, and it'll all come clearer to me as we get nearer to doing it. Of course, we've got to get the MAL up and running first. But what we have then is we have a token with a genuine utility, a use. And after a while, the utility that we have in those tokens and the movement that we have in those tokens that will reflect on the blockchain will enable us to list on an exchange without paying a fortune to do it and getting no real benefit. There would be benefit because people would see the tokens being used. They have this utility value, and they never go down in value. They may on the open market, but in what they pay to you will never be less than what you see as the value now. And what they get when they're buying things from our MAL will never be less than they're seeing now. Now, if somebody goes out and they buy $100 worth of tokens, and the product that they buy is, or the products come to $90, they've got $10 worth left of tokens. They may just want to unload them, and they say, oh, I'll sell these, and they go, once we're listed, they go to the exchange, say $10 worth of tokens here, I'll take $8 for them. And that may happen, and that will drop the value on the exchanges, but it won't change the value within our nation. That would always go up. And so that is a possibility. But once we do list on an exchange, I'm not saying that's going to happen quickly. As I say, there are still details that I have to really get to grips with on that. But it is something that is a possibility. It's always been our objective to be listed, and we were at one time listed, but we did it wrong, and the tokens crashed to negligible value. And there are still people that hold WISA tokens. I've got a lot of them, more than 1 million. And in time, from the profitability of other things that we're doing, we will go and bring value back into those WISA tokens, so that everybody that holds the WISA tokens that are on the Waves exchange, they'll be able to redeem them for some decent money. Okay, that pretty much covers the updates I got. I think I've got a couple more people in. We've got Willie in from Texas and Carol in from Texas. And we've got Queen from Nigeria and Leon, California dreaming. All the leaves are brown. And no. And the sky is, I can't get away from it, can I? It's It's lovely to have you here anyway. We've got a question here as well regarding BPG. Will we be able to pay the monthly $10 from our available cash wallet? Yeah. You'll be able to transfer your available cash wallet into BPG. In fact, that is be how you will withdraw money. We're going to be scrapping the way that it's done at the moment, and it will all be done through BPG. So you'll be able to put your money in there, and then you can spend it with your debit card, or if you want, you can convert it into crypto and transfer it into whatever wallets and things you have there. It'll all be very flexible for you, so yeah, you'll be able to put money in from your available cash wallet, from your withdrawable commissions in TIR, from your crypto wallets. We will in time have a way that you can put funds in through your bank or a credit card or something like that. We will never be issuing credit cards. We're not here to get you into debt. We are here to get you out of debt, and we can do it through these programs where you will make money whether you like it or not. The potential actually in BPG is really, really exciting. There is no reason why we can't be one of the biggest non-bank banks, if that makes sense, out there. There is no reason whatsoever, because we offer more than anybody else. Do we charge fees? Yeah, we do, but we put them back into you in a leveraged way. That means that very soon you will be making a lot more than any fees that you pay, and that is that is what's important. It will not be a cost center; it'll be a profit center, and that is because we're not here to make money. We are here as a non-profit organization altogether, purely to help members, and if we can help the members and then create income on top of that, then we can go outside of our community and do a lot of good there as well. Okay. I think that pretty much covers it. As I say, the things we're working on always take time, don't they? And the things that I'm working on, unfortunately, take even more time. The developers are more efficient than I am, but I do have a lot of things, and I have to prioritize what I can do because there are only so many hours in the day. But we'll get everything done. We'll get everything sorted. And the important thing is to get everybody into a profit. It doesn't need to be a big profit. As long as people can afford to pay their rent, heat or cool their home, whatever is required, depending on where they live, have a comfortable and safe bed to sleep in, and be able to put good food on the table, look after their family. That's basic survival. And a lot of people struggle with that. There are a lot of people throughout the world that struggle with that basic survival. And if we can get them up there, covering that comfortably with a little bit extra, that is where we want to be. And that little bit extra will then grow into a lot more and a lot more. And that will happen for everybody, provided they stick with us, have the patience, and it'll happen more and in a more beneficial way for the people that help others. There are horror stories of people having large amounts of money thrust upon them, which you may say, how can that be a horror story, you know? But if you go through people that have won lotteries and raffles and football pools and all these things where they've won an awful lot of money, and those people didn't have the right mindset, and they spent it all. They lost friends, they alienated family, they ended up worse off than they were before they won it. And that is not uncommon. And because of the model we're putting together, your money isn't going to come in a big lump overnight like that. For some people it will, but those people that it does are people that are already used to doing what it takes to make money, or learn to do what it takes to make money, and so they grow quickly. As their income grows, their income will grow to match their growth. But a lot of people that we have within our community will find that they're making more money and more money and more money, but it'll be gradual, and hopefully because of that gradual process, and because they see it happening, and hopefully they'll come back and they'll get into the mindset and the education of what it's like and what it's all about and how to do things through our system and through our plans and our training and everything else. They won't become victims of money rather than beneficiaries. So that is a very important thing. We don't want people in debt. We don't want people become victims of the cash that is coming to flow through to them. So if it happens gradually and gradually and gradually, and they can grow with it, hopefully we can help them do that. And we can do a lot of good in the world outside of our own community as well. And that's where we're headed, folks, and that's where we're going. So thank you for being here. I'll be here again on Saturday, and of course on Saturday we'll have our charity raffle draw, and we'll give some money away in random allocations to our Active Elite members. And so until then, get out there, do your bit, share love and abundance, be of loving service to as many people as you can, and enjoy life. Okay, God bless, and I'll see you on Saturday.